Welcome back to String of Pearls. Thanks for tuning in. In this episode, we pull the boat out of the water, and unfortunately I lost a bunch of that footage. But we're out of the water and we do our Coast Guard inspection. Pretty neat to get a look at the bottom of the boat. Morning, everyone. Good morning. I thought we could start the day today by taking a little bit closer look at the boat out of the water. You can see it's way up there. I just had to crawl up there, and it is way up there in the air. Not great for me, but so this is some of the things that we're looking at. They'll end up pulling like some of these screws, but the initial evaluation yesterday was that all this looks good. Now I definitely want to remove the anchor and those plates and clean all that up. So that's one of the things we're going to do. We're also going to try to see what we can do to make that anchor seat better. We use the anchor a lot, and we want to make it seat a little bit better. Sometimes it gets hung up. So we want to do a little bit better job with that. He came and ground down a few places yesterday. And what we're doing now is we're beginning to do what's called a Fasteners Inspection. And so they are grinding out down to where there's some screws that run in there. And so they're grinding that out to find where the screws go in. And they'll pull those out of there and look at them and see how they look. So this is a pretty neat little process they're doing right here. Yeah, good. Okay. And so all of that, where he ground down, is all solid wood. Now there's a mystery there. There's like a fastener that's completely going there. And then this one has gotten wet behind it there, but they'll address all that and get that fixed. Some things that you normally don't see, like there's inlets and outlets. So that's an outlet. I'm not sure what for. Then this a bilge pump. That's for something, I don't know what. And then this, so we're right at the galley, and so your sink can go right out in the ocean. It's called gray water, and they let you put that right out in the ocean, and that's where that comes out. The inlets for the mains are right here. Those big things. That's where the water comes into the mains. And that clamshell back there, I think is for either the air conditioning. Maybe it's for the air conditioning. And then we have a full keel, as you can see, that runs all the way down. And that's like a steel shoe that's on there. And then this is where zincs normally go. Sorry about the air compressor noise, but nothing I can do about it. Air compressor noise. Can't do anything about it, so can't worry about it. That's where zincs usually go, and you can see that one's completely wasted away. So when we leave here, we'll have all new zincs along there. That's an outlet for something, I don't know what. These are drain outlets from the deck, and I've got to unclog them. They're clogged up right now. We'll unclog those. I don't know what that's for. I don't know. That may be a bilge pump. That may be the aft bilge pump. There's a bilge pump. I think that's the aft bilge pump. I think there's a midships bilge pump there and a forward bilge pump up there, I think. Keel looks in pretty good shape. There's just a couple of places I think they're going to have to epoxy up a little bit. So this is the starboard shaft that comes back. It goes through that support. And I think that's maybe where like two of them are connected. I don't know. I'm going to find out because we got to pull these shafts. And then there's another, I think they call these cutlass bearings, I think. And there's a zinc that we put on the shaft. Two zincs. It may need more. Like may need one more forward. Zincs are to help prevent galvanic corrosion. You can see how kind of wasted these ones are. We're a little bit worried about our props. They've gotten kind of chewed up a little bit on the ends. So we don't touch often. You know, I can think of only probably, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe 6 times that we've touched since I've been operating the boat, but that may have been enough to do that. Or it could also be that those props are just 20 years old. I don't know. We're going to pull those off, and I'm going to take them to a guy that can fix them. There's the exhaust ports there, and there's one over there. And they looked at all this yesterday, but all this is fine. All this is dry. He ground this down. It just needs to be epoxied. So, you know, I cracked up this swim platform, and so we're going to fix this. All this is going to come off, and then this is going to get fixed here. It's looked ugly. We just did that little temporary repair just to try to keep it together so we could get it fixed. But see, he ground this down. All this is dry in here, solid. It's not any problem with it. And they'll just epoxy this back. And then we're going to expose that's teak wood back there on the back of that, and we're going to expose it and varnish it. So that'll be real pretty. And get a new sign. We'll get new lettering on it, and that'll be real pretty. The back of the boat will look real pretty. So all sports look good. So that's a drain from the lazarette, and then there's another one over there that's actually attached to a bilge pump. I'll show you real quick. Over here. So this one actually actively bilges, and it's got some goo in there that needs to come out. know, grind all this down and make all this look real pretty. Boy, it's gonna be a lot of sanding for somebody, isn't it? Now, this prop doesn't look as bad. Like I say, we'll pull them both off and take them, get them looked at. And we'll have to really talk to them about this side, because this side is where this is where we dock on this side, so this side gets a lot of rubbing. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to make sure that we don't rub this brand new paint off that we're about to put on there. I gotta figure that out. These are deck drain holes here. The ones on the other side are clogged. These are not clogged. Wow, that's a terrible sound. Sorry about that. These are air conditioning vents here and here, and there's one more up forward. And you see here the big clamshell, that's the main intake. Looks okay. That looks a little more pitted than I'd like to see it. Sure, they'll figure all that out. With a clamshell intake or something. They'll get it all fixed up. That's where I did a nice digger and they redid that dock. That's an outlet for something. I don't know, maybe the sink in the forward head or something like that. I don't know. And they'll get all this all cleaned up. This is some of that wood we put in last time. I do think something's been eaten in there, so we'll have to address that a little bit. So they're actually going to have to put her back down in the water for a second until the yard can create some space. But this is world famous Huckins, and the work that they do here is just amazing. These guys are really professional and super accommodating, and I really like them. See, they've got this full spray booth here. We're too big to go in here, so we're actually going to have to hand roll the boat. And see, they'll put a whole big boat in here and spray it. Really fancy. Too bad that we can't go in there, but not really. I don't mind the rolling and tipping. I think it's a very traditional way, and you don't worry about things you can't control. So we'll get more updates to you as the day goes by. I'm waiting on the Coast Guard to get here so that we can get back to our inspection, and as soon as they get here, we'll go follow them around as they poke holes and everything. So here we are. We've had our inspection. We did pretty good. We found some little areas that need to be addressed, and so we're about to start addressing them. It's not anything that we didn't, there's really no surprises. You know, up there and right along in here is where some water's getting in, so we got to address some stuff up there on those frames. Like, see where that rust is coming down? We got to address some of that stuff. And like, we got to probably put a Dutchman in right there. So anyway, there's some stuff like that, but there's nothing, you know, to put it this way, we can put it back in the water. They say we're good to put it back in the water. And over here, we've got to fix that. That was where the new dock got me. Right there is an issue. And right there is an issue. And then there was some softwood right here. But that's really about it. So, hang on. So from my standpoint, all good news. So we're about to put it back in the water in a minute, and then they'll get started fixing everything up. My Coast Guard team is standing right in front of me, but I can't put them on camera. So there they are, you just can't see them. We will check back in as we make progress. See you later. The Coast Guard team says they can be on camera. All right, wave everybody. There they are. See, all these nice people come out here and check to make sure that we are a safe boat to operate. And they're great people to work with. And we're certainly really happy to have them. And tomorrow is Veterans Day, so they get to take the day off tomorrow. So that's it. Sorry, bye Coast Guard team. See you later.